So here's one for you. I have been a avid smoker of cannabis for 20 years. Every day, every evening. I was never a wake and bake kind of guy. I always had, driving and work to do. But my thing was a bong hit in the evening, or maybe a small joint in the evening. That was my thing. Instead of a glass of wine or a couple of beers, I'd hit the bong once or twice of an evening, and that was my thing for 20 years nearly. And more or less gave it up a couple of months ago. I have the occasional smoke here and there, and that's what I want to talk about. So I hadn't had a single solitary piece of cannabis in my system for maybe 2 months. And on Friday night just gone, today being Monday, on Friday night just gone, I treated myself. I said, fuck it. Yeah, I'll have a little smoke. I can't remember what the catalyst for that was, but I just decided I was going to. And fuck me, it was amazing. It was fucking deadly. I felt like myself for the first time in ages, which is kind of squirrely enough when you need to take drugs to feel like yourself. Okay, I get that. But I wasn't beating myself up about it. I was just enjoying the buzz. I got mad creative thoughts, and it was great. It was like a fucking hug from an old friend. Not to sound too much like a heroin addict. It was lovely. Thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. Best thing I'd done in ages. Slept like a fucking baby. Woke up fresh. It was great. Now again, I wasn't huffing the bong or anything because I hadn't had it in ages. It was actually a comparatively small amount because my tolerance of it has gone through the floor since essentially giving it up. And then on the Saturday night, I had some more. And it was alright. Only alright. And then on the Sunday night, I had some more. And that was fucking a bit shit. And effectively all I did on Sunday night was smoke enough cannabis to keep me up later, which ate into the amount of sleep that I would have gotten. So the third night on the trot, all I effectively did was make myself feel a bit bad for having done it 3 nights in a row out of the blue and robbing myself of sleep. So I woke up kind of groggy, didn't do me push-ups that morning, hadn't my clothes ready the night before. And the Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, 8 rings around me. Fucking stuffing chocolate into my big fat face. As was my fucking habit when I was smoking weed for years. You get the munchies and I let my hair down at the weekend. And I'm not going to beat myself up too much over that. I'm certainly not going to go near the bong tonight or tomorrow night or the next night. And most likely not this weekend. But it has me reflecting on how much I enjoyed it Friday night. Because set and setting is incredibly important in relation to any drug taking. And what set and setting is, your set is essentially your surroundings. Where are you? And your setting is your mental setting. So I was at home, the kids were in bed, I was in a lovely, the safest place in the world for me, my favourite place in the world to be, at home. Kids were in bed, and I had the house to myself, with ourselves. We were having a few drinks or whatever else. And it was lovely. It was fucking lovely. Little smoke, hadn't had one in ages. Fucking savage. So that was the setting. Sorry, that was the set. The set is your environment, which was just perfect for me on Friday gone. The setting then, I've been doing good. I've been training. I've been running. I've been working hard. I've been making progress. I've been YouTubing away. I've been scratching that creative impulse. Keeping an eye on my nutrition. The weight's been coming down. I've been logging that. I'm fairly smashing I'm fairly smashing it on multiple levels, which is fantastic. And that's why I enjoyed it so much. But what it has me reflecting on now is previous moments in my life whereby I wasn't really getting on with myself as well as I am now. I have a tendency to be quite critical, quite self-critical. I'll give everybody else fucking every excuse under the sun. But when it comes to me personally, I don't give myself a fucking inch. And that's, like most things, it's a blessing and a curse. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it's an indifferent thing. And my daughter needs to go to the toilet again, so give us 2 secs. And I'm back in the room. Apologies for that, I have the kids out playing football here in front of me. So there's been times in my life when I wouldn't have been getting on with myself particularly well. And it's funny, that dynamic. There's me here on one hand in my head thinking, and I'm talking about this other me. And this me isn't remotely happy with this me. It's a weird dichotomy because that's the way they are, but that's the way they fucking seem to interact. In my own mind, I will say I'm a dickhead, as though is somebody other than the person that's speaking. It's a weird one. But when I've not been getting on great with myself, the worst thing that I could do is be at home by myself and hit the bong. Because I'll just ruminate, and instead of going off into my fucking happy creative space, I'll self-flagellate about how I should be doing this and should be doing that, and how I shouldn't be at home doing drugs, and fucking how bad a person I am. And that's your setting. That's your mental setting, your mood, essentially. And I think people, myself included, forget the importance of setting and end up drinking too much. Overconsumption, I suppose, is what happens when your setting is off. You're not going out to have fun with your friends in the pub and have the crack. You're going to drink the head of yourself to get away from your problems. And that's a bad setting. So I think if you find yourself overindulging in whatever your drug of choice is, whether it's alcohol or cocaine or cannabis or fucking food is a big one. Food is a huge one for people. If you find yourself over-consuming, what I find helps is examining how well you're getting on with yourself. I think that's a good way of framing it. A good way to view it is this part of me happy with this part of me, even though they're inextricably linked? But it's just amusing that I've had there, given the weekend that I had, because I really enjoyed it and it was fucking great. But again, I over fucking did it. It was nice. What was nice about it on the Friday was that it was a treat. And then when I did it the Saturday and then I did it the Sunday, I was falling back into old patterns, and I didn't want to, but I was. And I didn't want to be aware of it, but I was. And again, there's that dichotomy inside our own heads. Like, we'll want to do things on one hand and know we fucking shouldn't do them. And there's a real solid separation there, but they're fucking inextricably linked. So that's what's rattling around my head this evening as the kids play football in front of me. If you enjoyed that, if I hate more videos, check them out. My name's Fran O'Mckeown. This is the Off the Lead podcast. And on that note, I'll chat to you soon.